しゃい。いつでも待機しています。
Okay. How's my this one's okay. Okay, so yep. Let's go straight to the story because I don't have much time right now. So yep, let's go. Let's have a bit of talk. Before that, let's talk for a bit about extra story. On our experience on extra story. First, we learn about narwhal, existence of a narwhal, and also, other than that, its connection to Rosetta and stuff. And for second, on extra story 1, we learn about Xiongmei bros planning to mass produce Ascendant and stuff, talking shit to Luna. And other than that, there's 2 person on above, and they're talking about they're only like a spectator and stuff, and they're waiting for this person to put all the chess piece on Earth and something like that. So yep. On chapter 2, we learned that we can ride Rosetta. I mean, ride Rosetta on her back. I mean, we will ride on her back. Okay, not ride her. Okay. Other than that, the deep connection of Rosetta and Narwhal, because Narwhal's voice is the key of Umbria, the mother frame of the hybrid construct. All right, chat. And other than that, yeah, I think that's all what I can remember here on Extra Story 2. Extra Story 3, again, salute for Chu, for her taking the lead of on Kowloon, the war between Punishing Virus and her people, the Kowloongers. And then other than that, also for her taking as a she's worth of being a king, a queen, an empress, and emperor if she wanted to. But yeah, that's a good. She is a good leader right there. She is also very fast at thinking, and she take the front line, which is that's so rare as a ruler. Our rulers are so rare to take the front lines when they are on the war. You know, like most of the time they are on the back, on the safe zone during war, which is pretty interesting as both a general and a ruler of Kowloon. Other than that, now we'll go to Echo Aria chapter 4, and I already smell Selena right now. This is Selena. Yeah, I think this is her because her hair. Yeah, I think I saw this on FB. So that's why I after I seeing random bullshit on FB, I stopped scrolling right there because I think I might end up getting spoiled on that. So that's why I haven't opened my FB page for like 1 week already. All right. Okay. Chat. EX04 Echo Aria officially starts. Let's see if we can finish this for 4 hours because I only have 4 hours. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, and let's say less than 4 hours. Let's see if we can finish with it without rush, because we don't rush any bullshit. Either we post mid on the story or we will finish it. That's all. Because we will read everything, understand the character on the story and stuff, and so that we will not miss any important thing. All right. I don't want to happen. And let's continue. Echo Aria, the songs of eternal earth. Operation Red Tide. Wait, this is after Chotomate. This is after the main, right? It is after we help Luna, right? Help her we help her be free from being a battery of the hetero monster or something like that Gabriel created, right, chat? So yeah, let's go to official. Let's go to extra. Songs of Eternal Earth. Operation Red Tide. Yep, the freaking ocean. 5:30 a.m. Universal Time. In a transport craft in low Earth orbit, the engine emits a low and steady hum. After some time, the crew's ears become accustomed to the sound. Rather than finding it disruptive, the uniform rhythm is like a white noise, lulling the crew with the desire to sleep. The seat belts secure them to their seats, comforting them despite the weightlessness. Yet their need and longing for gravity are instinctive, carved in their genes. There is a sense of emptiness and loss in the vacuum of space. This loss only amplifies the sense of drowsiness. In order to suppress the impulse to close your eyes and take a nap, you slowly shift your gaze to the porthole. You see the quiet universe dotted with stars. The transport craft should be traveling at unconceivable speed, but in the vastness of space, the stars, millions of light years away, fail to serve as a reference point for you moving forward, regardless of how fast the ship is. If it were not for the hum of the engine in your ears, there would be no sensation of the ship moving. The sense of emptiness continues to escalate. Just as your consciousness is about to succumb, numbness makes its way up your spine. Everything you see appears to stop as if someone pressed the pause button. Fragments of memory began to rush before your eyes in the kaleidoscope of colors. Oh, Asimov. You were infiltrated by Huaxu in CT-75. Your mind beacon was forced into a corrupted mind, and yep, and that's how we. Again, let's talk for a bit, chat. Again, on this part, right? This is how we save Luna. And again, what's unique here? Huaxu said that we can because of that big our mind getting mind beacon getting corrupted, we can become we can enter freely to an ascendant's mind, which is so crazy. I think it's something like that. I kind of mixed up some stuff because guys, it's been a while since the last time we finished chapter 13. It's so crazy. We learned a lot of stuff about the mind beacon. Now that after what happened on chapter 13, we can finally go deep to someone's an ascendant. Really, so crazy, right, chat? Because how we know before, it's only constructs, omniframes. But again, after what happened when we entered Luna, we finally can go to their mind. They're going inside them, you know. Oh yeah, I think their ascendants mind is so crazy because again, if a human do that, they'll be get infected because again, ascendants mind is similar to entering the virus itself. All right, chat. Okay, so let's continue. Initiating a mind connection with the corrupted is unprecedented. After a thorough examination, we found that your mind beacon has become corrupted, and that's how we saved Luna. Where's the BGM though? And up until this point, you haven't been able to recover from the corruption. I'm sure you've also noticed that your mind has fallen into a constant state of intermittent memory replace. Memory replace isn't exactly the most appropriate term of your symptoms, but it will do for the time being. In other words, you will randomly fall into a chaotic storm of memory flashbacks without warning. Some of your repressed or supposedly forgotten thoughts, numerous fragments of memory will bombard your consciousness. There's nothing wrong with your physical body other than the mind beacon pollution, at least for now. The Science Council also wants to put you under constant observation to see whether any other psychological functions will be affected by your corrupted mind beacon. But that's for later. I think you'll have more difficult challenges to tackle in the interim. Your vision fragments again. What happened in the underground cavern is is enough for you to be court-martialed. Okay. You're still sitting here only because you were responsible for defeating the polyphage. Locking up the heroes responsible for defeating the polyphage would only cause an uproar among the people. So the decision was made to allow you to continue field operations. However, don't think your merits have offset the severity of these issues. The authority won't simply let bygones be bygones. As long as the distrust remains, countless pairs of eyes will be watching your every move. If you do anything out of the ordinary during this time, even the president can protect you. Nicola has always been blunt. Pay it no mind. You know what he meant. It was more of a reminder than a warning. I mean, that's true again. Uncle Nicola got his uncle title because after we finish Luna's backstory interlude chat, and we know how good is Uncle Nicola at leading. We just saw that bro always taking care of Lucia right there. And yet, thank goodness Colin died. I don't know if bro died, but if he didn't die and become a construct bro, I'll going to hunt him down on the game. I'll going to cook him alive. He will become my dummy, trainer dummy, character practice. You know. I know. Why are you telling me this? Because I have a suspicion that this isn't over yet. Yeah, it's not over because again, us commandant having corrupted mind beacon, and us commandant have the authority to enter Ascendant's MIND. Not only an Ascendant chat, it's Luna, a literal agent of Ascension Network. It's so crazy, right, chat? The enemy of the humanity, we can enter their MIND. So crazy. That's why, yep. Again, we're the only one who can do that. We're the only commandant who can do that, and because it's understandable that there's a lot of eyes watching us because we are literally a test subject for them to learn more. Again, it's Babylonia. Information information or intel is one of the most priority for research, mostly in science. All right, science council again with Asimov. I need people I can trust and deploy when the time comes. That includes the Grey Ravens. I don't have time to have my people tangled up in bureaucracy, and neither do you. At the very least, soldiers should die on the battlefield, not on the gallows of those they serve. The most important thing for Eden now is to solve problems and defeat the enemy, not go on a witch hunt against one of our own. That's true. That's true. As long as you can prove your loyalty, and your worth to Eden in the next battle, that supervision will naturally lift. Wait, Eden with what? Eden? It's no longer Babylonia? Or Eden is like organization? Wait, can someone update me? Just wait, what is Eden again? What is Eden? Is it the Babylonia? To your worth to Eden. Maybe, anyways. But right now, I've heard from Asimov about your problems. Do you want to stay in the ICU or continue on duty the front line? Of course, we will continue. A golden arc of light suddenly shatters your recollection. Yep, the consequence of having corrupted mind beacon. That time to dive. Your consciousness returns in an instant. You do not have the time to think about how long you were out. Oh, welcome to reality. Seeing that the arc slicing through your memory was not an illusion. It is real. Outside the porthole, unchanging scenery suddenly shifts with the appearance of the arc. Like a scimitar fresh out of the forge, a gentle and curved horizon forms in the afterglow of the golden light amid the sea of stars. Guys, don't mind my voice. I just finished taking a bath and yeah, my throat is dried up. Hidden up until this moment, Earth finally revealed its true face. Soon, the faint golden light turns blinding white as the transparent craft continues to coast along in orbit. The sun slowly rises from a distant shadow, illuminating the surface of the blue planet in its entirety. Without the atmosphere to scatter the light, the dazzling rays of sunlight are sharp and absent of their usual tenderness. Just staring at it momentarily fills your brain with an unspeakable sense of vertigo. Calm. Our baby girl Lucia, Commandant. Commandant. Someone seems to be calling out to you by your ear. Commandant! Right as you thought are about to drift away again, the stern voice brings you back to reality. Oh no, our baby girl, our daughter Liv. She's worried. You suddenly turn your head to see Liv and Lucia standing before you with the looks of worry. Liv furrows his eyebrows faintly. Is it a memory replay? Yep. We shouldn't have accepted this mission. The commandant obviously hasn't fully recovered. Orewa Daijobu. I'm fine. I was just lost in thought. Lucia looks out of the porthole to where you were looking. She seems to want to say something, but before she can speak, she is interrupted by another harsh voice. It's now the time for slacking idle chit-chat. Grey Ribbon Command. Wait, who's this? Following this, a hologram projection appears before you. Another side character. Fluorescence light form the outline of an elderly man in the air. He is wearing the same standard issued commandant uniform. Every meticulous plate is as stern and upright as his expression. The man's eyes are slightly cloudy with age, but his posture remains upright like that of an yielding pine. With eyes like an old falcon, he scans all the soldiers aboard the transport craft. Although you are not communicating face to face, and there is no literal eye contact, all soldiers present subconsciously straighten their posture as they meet his gaze. This is Hans speaking. I will be the chief commander for this ground mission. Asimov, the Science Council's chief technician, has already explained the specific matters of this mission to you. I won't go over them, so I'm sure most of you have already committed the details of this mission to memory. Ryokai. However, given the lack of discipline among the construct squads I just witnessed, let me reiterate these orders to prevent further negligence. Upon saying this, Hans' gaze seemed to sweep past you. Meet his gaze. We're not scared of your bullshit. Let's begin the mission briefing. Following Hans' words, your mind returns to before your departure. 54 hours ago. Babylonia War Room. Several commandants gather before the war table. The battle against the Ascendants has come to an end. Your heroic deeds on the surface were astonishing. Unfortunately, the Parliament is unable to give you the medals and honors you deserve at the moment. After receiving this urgent assembly order, you probably realize new troubles have arisen and are imminent. Celica, project the information. Yes, President. Celica quickly operates the terminal, and the holographic projection reveals a series of remote sensing images. Oh, red tide. Oh my god. What happened? Wait. It's severe. What the heck? Wait, is it out of the cavern? I think it's out already. Oh shit. Oh no. Because again, it's a Gabriel. Gabriel doing some bullshit. Immediately, the dark blue screen is covered with a large swath of red tide. Sanguine crystal clusters bloom on the surface in the shape of arteries, forming a cobweb of rivers entrenched on the surface. Some of the images are very blurry, either due to issues with their transmission or perhaps the holographers were facing external threats and unable to record everything. Someone gasped. Shortly after, the entire conference room falls deathly quiet. You could hear a pin drop. Hassins clears his throat, breaking the solemn silence. Yep, this is reality. Asimov, since you were the first person to organize the data on the current situation, I think it's only appropriate to you to take it from here. Asimov nods and approaches the war table. By the look of his haggard expression, pale lips, and faint dark circles under his eyes, he appears to have had several sleepless nights the past few days. However, right as he opened his mouth to speak, his usual professionalism as the Science Council's chief technician officer returns. Some of the teams that were dispatched during the last large-scale ground operation may be unaware of this, so I'll explain it briefly. As you can see, during our last ground operation, we uncovered dark red tides containing new... He paused for a moment as if struggling to come up with the proper wording. New form of punish... Wait, is that a red tide? Wait, is this a new one? Oh shit, yep. Again, how we know red tide 1, they expand. 2, they devour. 3, they trap consciousness of those to devour. We still haven't 100% sure if it's do the pre need to be like within the red tide, or I don't know. Other than that, we also know that they expand. Did I repeat it? But yeah, they expand. The red tide expand. The red tide grow. The red tide expand. The red tide devour, and the red tide it's called again. What's the proper word for that? The red tide also starting to have consciousness and start. The worst thing scenario is for the red tide to have to be sentient. That will be so crazy. Based on their physic. Let me just check my mic. Is my mic okay? I think my mic okay. Okay, let's continue. Yep, red tide. Yep. Based on their physical properties, the Science Council has decided on the name red tide for the time being. Oh, this is the time that they're going to release, I think. Again, we are the one who saw it, right, chat? When we are on the ground mission, on early part of chapter 13. However, this is definitely not a natural phenomenon caused by the explosions and proliferation of red algae in the conventional ecological sense. This entity has nothing to do with water. After conducting an analysis of samples, the red liquid you see is the punishing virus itself. One of our construct teams engaged in a direct confrontation with ascendants during a previous operation. Nicholas suddenly steps forward and interrupts Asimov. Get to the point, Asimov. Yep, Uncle Nicola always say, get to the point. Nicola, let Asimov present whatever information he feels is pertinent to the mission. Asimov furrows his eyebrows, seemingly slightly displeased, and continues speaking. I won't repeat the specific details of the operation, only the results. The commandant present who have participated in the previous operations have most likely encountered new forms of corrupted. These enemies are unlike conventional corrupted. Instead, they are a form of pure punishing virus, possessing apparent biological features. More specifically, they represent an evolution of the punishing virus hetero creatures. Yep, we just saw that stuff, fight that stuff early on chapter 13. The specific mechanism and reason are unknown. We don't know why the punishing virus is capable of self-evolution. And the only thing that I can think right now is because of Gabriel's doing some bullshit experiment. That's what I can think right now. The only thing we can say for certain is that they are created by the punishing virus within the red tide. Yep. Oh yeah, so infect. Okay, so red tide, infect, devour, expand, starting to have create, right? Because again, they devour all the even human carcasses, construct, even rupture, and they rupture even corrupted, and they will like create another monster, which is hetero monster, right? So yeah, devour, create, expand, and having us started to have a consciousness and stuff, which is crazy. The red tide will devour machinery and organisms, then decompose them into nourishment for breeding hetero creatures. Originally, after repelling the ascendants, the proliferation of the red tide began to diminish. However, we received a transmission from the recon team 24 hours ago. The red tide has resurfaced. The proliferation is different from last time, so we didn't realize that the severity until it was already too late. The red tide is like a relentless cancer, go into remission only to recur anew. The red tide initially lurked in an underground cavern that was designed as nuclear fallout shelter by CT-75. It calculated through the city's underground waterways before reaching critical mass and emerging into the surface. Yep. We dispatched our recon team to the city ruins to ensure that it was under our supervision. Let's drink. Okay, let's continue. However, the characteristics of the red tide seems to fluctuate without rhyme or reason. In this regard, it's not a tide in the traditional sense but more of a fluid organism that can act autonomously. Plus, the underground cavern was built in secret, so many places are in our blind spots. Some underground waterways connect to nearby rivers through an intricate network of pipelines. Even if the rivers have dried up, the riverbeds and ravines are still there. A portion of the red tide was able to slip out of the city undetected through these blind spots. Moreover, as you just saw on the screen, the red tide has formed tributaries along the surface of the wasteland. After receiving this information from our scouts on the surface, the Science Council has conducted emergency tests on this form of the red tide. Fortunately, this red tide isn't as rampant as the first time, nor has it expanded to the point of becoming an unstoppable deluge. Unfortunately, its distribution is still far too prolific. The red tide has formed a real river, dispersing into countless smaller tributaries. After calculating the course of these tributaries, we found one thing. They are headed toward... Asimov's finger swiped the screen, displaying a white version of the map. His fingertips point to a large blue sector. Arrow? The ocean. Oh, oh no, what a worst place to... Oh, shit. Oh no, if ocean, they're going to target Arrow, I think. And also, other than that, if they're going to target Arrow, because ocean is the best, because it's the virus, right? Ocean is the best place to what do you call this, to make the virus larger, for also for them to easily move, you know, and to easily conquer a specific place if they wanted to, because ocean, again, 80% of let's say a high percent of Earth is water, right? It's ocean, right? It's heading toward the shoreline. If we allow the red tide to reach the shoreline, there's no turning back. Yep. No more fish. Unlike the ocean, land serves as an inorganic buffer zone that can block the red tide. Yep. There is no better medium for the wanton proliferation and spread of red tide than water. Yep. Water, and that's why it's a worst case scenario for the punishing virus to go to the water, because Burrow is flexible to if someone commanded that punishing virus to go here, that virus will just go there and swim, you know. It's every land is an easy target if they conquer the ocean. The whole sea will become corrupted. Whole sea to expand. The corrupted will use the ocean as an opportunity to expand. And yep, Earth will become, other than blue, it will become red. Whole sea will become corrupted, devoured and assimilated by the red tide. By that time, the punishing virus will spread to every corner of the world. In order to curb the spread of the red tide, Babylonia has formulated a plan to bombard the red tide with the Longinus arsenal, referencing the plan made during the battle at the space station. The first step of this operation is to obtain the exact coordinates and location of the red tide. During the Golden Age, you only needed to send a request to SatNav system to obtain the specific coordinates for an area. But now, the satellites have become corrupted with a punishing virus, so we can no longer rely on them. Hasan approached the war table. Next, I'll brief everyone on this mission. As you wish, Mr. President. Asimov nods, then takes a step back. Selika. Selika presses a button. The movable panel in the center of the war table separates into two sections with a crypt pop as a small platform rises up from within. To everyone's surprise, a long black hexagon needle, nearly 1.5 meters in length, appears. This device was promptly developed by the Science Council. It's called a bit domain node. It will be distributed to all team captains present at the beginning of the operation. Your task is to locate the edge of the red tide. Insert the bit domain node, activate it, then protect it until you receive the evacuation order from Babylonia. So it's a defense mission. The total converge must include all of the red tide tributaries. We need to remove it at all once to ensure that no residual tide is left this time. If you are attacked by hetero creatures during this period, hold your position to ensure the integrity and security of the bit domain node. In order to ensure that the operation goes according to plan, we will saturate our deployments, positioning, and attacks. 8 teams will be deployed to execute this calibration mission. Each team is composed of an elite task force led by a commandant and several construct squad. The elite task force led by the commandants will be responsible for deploying the node, while the construct teams will be responsible for protecting them in the interim. Hopefully, all 8-bit domain nodes will be deployed. That's the only ideal situation. However, Babylonia needs at least 3-bit domain nodes to be successfully deployed in order to obtain accurate enough coordinates. If you have any questions, please raise them now, and Asimov will explain the details to you. Where to start? It's not overly technical. It's a rush job used to temporarily replace satellite. Okay, so gather coordinates. Okay, it's a gather coordinate, exact coordinate. The SatNav system continuously broadcasts its current coordinates and time. However, thanks to the punishing virus, there is no navigation satellite available in the low Earth orbit. So this is an alternative for the satellite. So we have to use bit domain nodes instead. When they're deployed on the surface, they will measure the distance and angle between the other nodes, and continuously broadcast a signal to space. After receiving the signal, Babylonia will calculate the specific coordinates of each node and delineate the attack range of the longest arsenal. Babylonia will inform you after successfully receiving the signal and calculating the coordinates. Until then, you can't retreat. So yeah. Main point. It's the short version again. It's a defense mission. There's no turning back, unless they will say that it's time for you to evacuate to Babylonia. So it's very serious mission. Because if they failed, there's and again there's failing is not an option here. If they failed, the consequence of the red tide is it will envelop the whole world via the ocean. It should be noted that the current orbital altitude of Babylonia allows us to orbit Earth in about 2 hours. The signal from the nodes will only be received when passing through the airspace within the range of the nodes. This is also why you need to defend the nodes upon activation. Are there any other questions? Alright, there's just one more thing I'd like to add. Unlike when the red tide was found in CT-75, the consistency is more like running water than thick mud this time. We aren't sure why. Regardless, all you need to know is that the concentration and volatility of the red tide are significantly less than what it was before. Only when the tide rises will the punishing virus concentration reach the equivalent found in dead zones. According to monitoring reports, low tide concentration is within the range of normal punishing zones. Okay, so this is the safe. This is one of the reasons why the recon team failed to notice that the red tide has moved. Thankfully, however, this means that the protective devices enhanced by the Science Council on such short notice are sufficient for working in proximity to the red tide for the duration of the mission. However, it's for only a short duration. Avoid close contact with the red tide after landing, especially during high tide. That should suffice. Seems like everyone fully understands the mission and gravity of our dilemma. This presents on an important opportunity for Babylon to launch an attack. However, we need to change orbit and reduce altitude to commence the attack, which puts us at risk in intersecting the network of corrupted satellites. As such, our anti-air defenses won't allow us to remain in position for very long. Similarly, your mission is not to annihilate hetero creatures. Yep, our mission is defense. We will deploy the bit domain nodes because it's an alternative of the satellite. The nodes aren't particularly difficult to deploy, but in a strategic sense, this mission is crucial. It requires a high degree of calibration and team awareness from all of you. Avoid head-on confrontation and needless acts of heroism that do not otherwise serve the success of the mission. Our top priority is to protect the nodes until Babylonia receive the coordinate data. I know that the commandants of the task force present are amongst most elite. I do not question your ability. However, this operation needs neither personal heroism nor combat ability. What matters most are judging and decision making for the overall benefit of the mission. Most of you are used to fighting solely with your own team, so for this operation only, I have specifically arranged Hans to act as the chief commander for the calibration operation at the ground level. Hasan slightly turns to one side. The silver-haired man standing behind Hasan in stern silence since the beginning steps forward and salutes. Yes, Mr. President. Some of the team captains present shows faint expression of confusion on how an elderly man, interesting, seemingly a few years older than even Hasan, is serving as the chief commander of such an important mission. For safety reasons, only the commandant of each task force has the authority to deploy their bit domain node. Please make accurate judgment and verify with the chief commander Hans before activating your bit domain nodes to ensure that Babylonia receives the most accurate coordinates. The rise and fall of the red tide will greatly affect the real-time topographic changes within the combat zone. There may have already been significant changes within the duration of this meeting. In case of emergency, please follow Chief Commander Hans' order. Okay, and we're back on the present. This concludes our mission briefing. As previously stated, give priority to my command. Okay, let's see how this Oji-san command. Let's see. Don't question my judgment. Obeying orders is the first requirement of a soldier. Okay. I hope the force of Babylonia nowadays won't let me down. With that, his hologram disappears from the transport craft. Right as the fluorescent light dissipates, everyone cannot help but breathe a collective sigh of relief. Whispers from other construction teams can be heard nearby. Have you met Chief Commander Hans? No, but he looks older than President. Isn't he a bit old for going out on the front line? Let's see, guys. Let's see. Because again, older they are, the more experienced they can be. But let's see how will Bro cook. Who knows? Don't write off Chief Commander Hans so easily. There must be reasons why the President arranged for this. Commander Chief Hans was born in the Golden Age. He experienced the post-pandemic age and the Acadia evacuation firsthand. My nose is blocked. After that, he continues to work in the Center of Combat Intelligence as one of its core members. I didn't expect that this operation would need someone of his caliber to join us. I'm sure he's seen his fair share of warfare and bloodshed, just like the president. He's bound to be strict on others. Don't take to heart what just happened. Worried about me, Lee? I just don't want my commandant to worry about such trivial matters. His personal information is not confidential and can be accessed directly in the archives. There is nothing worth talking about in private. You smile and nod at Lee. You glance to the side of Lucia, who is staring out of the porthole. Lucia? Oh my god, bro got surprised. Apologies, Commandant. She got surprised. The heck? Yep, my lips is starting to crack. What the heck? I just used lip balm. Kinda annoying. Anyways, what are you looking at? I'm just looking at the same thing you were, Commandant. The sunrise? Yeah. You weren't just lost in thought, were you? What were you thinking about, Commandant? I'm thinking about you. Sunrise at low Earth orbit looks completely different than it does in the surface. Is that what you were thinking? Lucia lets out a barely visible smile. I'm finally beginning to understand what you're thinking, Commandant. It's so bright, it's even overloading my visual components. In low Earth orbit, Babylonia completes one revolution around the Earth in approximately 2 hours. Such sunrise occurs more than 12 times a day. All residents of Eden born in space have long been accustomed to such a spectacle. All of Eden born. This is Babylonia. It's not it. Okay, so they changed the name. Eden's Babylonia. The rising and setting of the sun no longer serve as symbols of hope. Day and night are no longer measured in 24-hour cycle. Most people rely on other ways to define their day. How much longer? How much longer until the landfall? 300 kilometers is not that far. Looking down from this height, the entirety of the blue planet is no longer in view. Only the changing surface. The red tinted earth, the blue ocean, rolling storm clouds along the tropics dancing in the stratosphere, quietly shrouding the earth. For some peculiar reason, as the distance get closer and closer, the haunting sense of emptiness gradually disappears. This is not going to be returning on Earth. Upon arrival, everything will once again carry its intended meaning. Yep. It's not about returning. It's going there for a mission. It is the cradle of all life and home for which of all life will return. Attention passengers, the aircraft will begin to decelerate and reduce orbit altitude. Reverse thrusters will ignite in 15 seconds. Rapid deceleration will generate 2 Gs of force. Please fasten your seatbelts. 2G. The broadcast on the intercom silently halts all extraneous thoughts. Sit upright and firmly grip the handrails. A sudden force pushes the crew firmly against the spongy padding of the seats. The overwhelming pressure strains their eyes, hearts, and bodies. But this oppressive force and restraint completely dispelled all previous unprovoked confusion. Interesting. Lone Hawk. Can I go full team now?
私のか
Yep, we can full team now.
戦闘なんて
On the desert wasteland. jagged rock formation would just jut out of the ground through which the red tide flows. One she squats on a towering rock formation. The red tide quietly trickles below. Although the tide here occasionally swells, it's not an unstoppable force like previous accounts in the city ruins. Occasionally, he sees strange debris, rusty metal, shredded rubber, and even pale animal bones floating on the red ichor. There isn't seem to be any fear in Wanshi. He just lets out a big yawn instead. No. Okay. How much longer do I gotta wait? Is this new character? Bro is from Kowloon, I think. Wanshi. On the rugged surface of the rock, there is not a flat enough space to place the tripod for his sniper rifle. Well, the latest information should have been uploaded to Babylonia. What's taking them so long? We're enjoying the sunset. Sunset. I don't know what's going on with the captain either. I'm always left to do all the recon work here. Now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Oh shit. If they don't dispatch any reinforcements, this place is gonna be a resting place. The Red Tide Tributary had only just reached this place 24 hours ago. But now, aside from the only tallest of rocks, the entire area has been completely flooded. Fortunately, the Red Tide is only quietly flowing and not surging out of control. The rock on which he stands still towers high above. The indoor device and protective equipment strengthened by the support force on such short notice enable him to make observations from a relatively safe distance without fear of corruption. However, this cannot continue. It's a matter of time before you got corrupted. This cannot continue much longer. It was only a sparse red tide tributary not long ago. Now it has completely inundated the area. Even if he proceeds with caution, he is better off leaving this area sooner rather than later. Not only is the punishing virus concentration rising, the Red Tide also brings life to the punishing virus. And yep, again, bro is only a recon, and I mean, he is going to fight all the corrupted with monsters, hetero monsters being born from the Red Tide, right, chat? The Red Tide surging below the rock is a breeding ground for hetero creatures. See. Large red crystals clusters like reeds and shrubs surround the trickling tide. Red creatures of the various shapes and sizes pass between them. These creatures are neither corrupted machines nor constructs. These hetero creatures glowing with a red aura are merely vestiges of life on Earth that had been devoured by the Red Tide. On that riverbank, Wanshi catches a glimpse of a motionless stone suddenly crack as four limbs protrude from within. Wanshi's bionic skin quickly calculates the current to wind speed, 1.6 meters per second, 1.6 MPS, wind blowing from 4 o'clock. My sniper scope should move us a notch right to compensate for the wind. Slightly leaning to the side, the crosshairs in the narrow scope moves 1 mil to the right. Ready, fire. The bullets releases from the chamber, landing a direct hit on the hetero creature. The hetero creature collapses into the ground, writhes in pain, then becomes limp and lifeless. Soon after, the overflowing red tide reclaims it into nutrients for hetero creatures to spawn from within. There's no end to them. Setting down his sniper rifle, Wanshi takes out his rangefinder binoculars and look into the direction of the extending tributary. This rock is about 20 meters in height, without obstacles and regardless of meteorological conditions. The maximum distance that can be visually measured should be. Wanshi closes his eyes for a brief second before arriving at a conclusion: 17 kilometers. However, the rangefinder can no longer see the end of that tributary. In other words, the Red Tide tributary currently flowing below is extending at a speed of more than 17 kilometers a day. Holy cow. That's so fast. Ade chat ade. Ade chat ade. 17 kilometers a day. Red tide. And bro is only a recon here. That's why again, it's either run now or leave your mission or run later. I mean, it's better for you to run now though. Once you. Alright, welcome bro. You're not late, you're just like few minutes late. Gabriel cooking red. Yup, this is Gabriel's cooking. This is Gabriel's soup. He puts away the rangefinder, then stands up. Suddenly, a deafening roar of motors rumbles in the sky above. Yep, we're here. We're here. Wanshi quickly looks up. His drowsy eyes suddenly open wide. Huh? I don't believe it. Shooting stars aren't visible during the day. It's us. But in Wanshi's golden eyes, he sees the vivid reflection of metallic meteor, followed by a long trail of black smoke as it descends to Earth. We're here. Backup is here. Attention passengers. The aircraft will begin to decelerate and reduce orbital altitude. Reverse thrusters will ignite in 15 seconds. Alright. Attention passengers. Okay. The aircraft is approaching the ionosphere, entering communication blackout for 67 seconds. All departments have switched on to onboard wired communication. Preparing to shut down the aerospace engine and switch to the aircraft engine. Please fasten your seatbelts and brace for turbulence. Oh! Okay, let's not be so weird. We entered the inner atmosphere and initiating aviation procedure. We now entered stratosphere. Passengers. Now we are on the second layer, troposphere. Again, passengers. Due to impaired visibility from the current sunstorm, all systems unable to confirm the red tide's location. The red tide is just freakingly in front of us. The system can't detect the red tide, and we must proceed according to the original plan. Our mission starts now. Disperse and proceed with your duties. I wish you all the best in completing the mission. That was fast. The sudden tremor of aircraft hull made every passenger's heart skip a beat. The violent shaking catches you off guard, causing your head to bang against the hull of the aircraft. Normally, you would be able to stabilize yourself. However, your consciousness becomes shrouded in darkness before you are able to adjust your posture in time. See guys, that's why again our commandant really need either our baby girl Lucia or Leave, because they will be our cushion. During a memory playback, you will be completely pulled into a memory spiral. This overload of information will make you unable to control your body and perceive what is happening around you. Oh shit. Fortunately, the playback dissipates as fast as they manifest. You may recount a certain duration of time subjectively, but only a few seconds may pass in real time. Interesting. By the way, during this period, your subconsciousness will become hyperactive. You may be overcome with perplexing ideas and making bewildering decisions. That's because your brain processes a lot of information internally, but your subjective thinking can keep up with this processing speed. I can say for sure whether this will have a positive or a negative impact. However, it's worth noting that the situation on the battlefield can change at a moment's notice, since your memory playbacks are unpredictable and beyond your control. They may prove fatal in battle. To be on the safe side, I advised against participating in battles that require direct confrontation with enemy for that time being. Alright. Just as you pull yourself out of a memory playback, the metal hull rapidly approaches. You struggle to avoid the collision, but you cannot even lift a finger. You can only succumb to the whim of your memories. It's been quite some time, Grey Raven Commandant. Surprised to see me. I mean, That's so, it was so randomly appear on my brain. I mean, this is memory playback, so it's understandable. Again, chat, her eyes so big. Her eyes, chat, okay? To be honest, it took quite some effort to reach you. If Chairman Allen hadn't lobbied for me, I don't think that this would be possible. Miss Ayla, the task force have all heard about the heroic deeds of the Grey Ravens at the Ascendant Base. I even heard about them in Babylonia. If you have been in direct contact with Ascendants, have you seen the Ascendants who attacked me on the space station? Gabriel, never mind, he's not important. The only thing I care about is whether they found any sign of her in their base. Oh shit, it's Selena. Oh, it's Selena. Yeah, again, yeah, that's why I'm so curious. Like, where the heck is Selena? We didn't see her on chapter 13. That way, it's so crazy. Like, bro just vanished. There's no sign of her. Okay, let's continue. What? Oh wait, Commandant, you forgot. Just as the pink-haired girl is about to say a name, your memory stops and then cuts to black as if it had been dumped temporarily. Wait. I don't want to stretch. Stretch. Several pains fill your head, and your thoughts stagnant for a moment. Commandant. Leave no need to get up. But Commandant, your head... Daijoubu. Attention passengers. Attempting to stabilize altitude? Please stay on your seat and don't change the aircraft's center of gravity, CG. Thunderstorms rumble outside of the transport craft. Electric arcs flash among the clouds, shaking everyone with an even more violent tremor. Tempted to disengage by expediting the descent sequence. No, in a situation like this, that won't... Okay. The turbulence continues to escalate. Due to the emergency maneuver, the aircraft has deviated from the original target. The aircraft is still experiencing turbulence. Turbulence has deformed the port side wing due to excessive load bearing. Aerodynamics compromised, initiating emergency landing procedure. The sharp crunch of the port side wing proves to be the final blow to the transport craft as half of the deformed wing plummets to the ground. The aircraft can return to a stable attitude for landing. Estimating ground impact of approximately 15... I don't know what's called again, I forgot. At this angle, the aircraft is at risk of crash landing. Initiating parachute evacuation procedure. Depressurizing cabin. Opening tailgate in 15 seconds. Let's go. All personnel, please parachute out immediately. Please be safe. The initial impact against the hull nearly knocks you unconscious, and you struggle to move. Descending into a tailspin, the blood on your forehead blurs your vision. Oh shit. Our commandant is getting cooked, chat. A seatbelt is now proving to be a death sentence. Perhaps due to the impact, repeated attempts to release the seatbelt are all in vain. Asimov was right. During a memory playback, you are but a lamb to the slaughter. In the dim haze of light, you catch a glimpse of a construct team evacuating the aircraft one after another. Hurry up and prepare for evacuation. Right as you stand up, the cabin shakes violently again. I've secured a bit domain node. When will we parachute out? Too late, the transport craft has stalled. It's too dangerous to parachute now. Brace for impact, Lucia. You okay? Right as you're about to crash into the metal hull again, someone shields your head and pulls you into their embrace. The embrace is cold and familiar. Of course, it's our baby girl, Lucia. I've got you, Commandant. Don't worry. I'll protect you. Close your eyes. Sometime later. Maybe it was just a few seconds. Maybe it was quite some time. When all the dust settled, the forced landing was closer to a crash landing. You hear the sound of a laser cutting metal by your ears. You open your eyes slightly to see Lee cutting away the hole. Grey Raven. Squad. Don't move, wanted. In a rare tone of sternness, Liv stops you as you prepare to move. Lee kicks open the crumbling metal hull that had been cut out. At that moment, light from the sky pours into the cabin. Hurry, Lucia. Get the commandant out. Let's go. Lucia removes you from the transport craft. Looking around, you find that tree contracts unfazed. Your wounded forehead is only a sign of damage. Lucia, set the commandant down. I'll apply emergency aid. Alright. Having experience as a former medic, Liv quickly stems the bleeding and bandages your wounds. Fortunately, it's just a flesh wound. It's just looked more serious than what it actually is. Eyebrows furrowed. Lucia lets out a sigh of relief. Off to the side, then draws her weapon and looks around vigilantly. Now is not the time to let our guard down. Watch your surroundings. Yep. Surrounded by a barren wasteland, crush site must be far off the beaten path leading to the original destination. If it is just an ordinary wasteland, it would not have mattered. More importantly, however, was where the crew had crash landed. What's that? To everyone's surprise, the crash site is not just some remote location. Oh shit! Within the red tide. What unlucky day. Just like what Rosetta said, right, chat? What unlucky. So unlucky for them. Rather, it is amidst the tributaries of the red tide. More aptly put, they are at the bar to the tributaries. Though they are not inundated by the red tide, they are by no means out of harm's way. Sun blowing the wind impairs visibility, making movement in any direction nigh impossible. What's that sound? The sound is rich and melodious, like the call of a large mammal. Is this a hetero creature? Hetero monster? As the sound becomes louder and louder, a rustling approaches from the depth of the sandstorm. In a flash, the three grey ravens stand in front to protect you. Oh. It's too heavy. I can see where we are going. I don't even see. We receive a comms request for an unknown signal. It is identified as a Babylonian construct. Put it truly. Raven? Wanshi? I don't know what's called. And you are? Wanshi, or Strike Hawk. Oh. Is this truly Wanshi? Or some a corrupted imitating? You are at the heart of the red tide. We must leave immediately. I left a beacon in the area nearby. Move toward its direction. Okay. Where is it? Hello. Why there are human clothes? It's wide open. People can easily lose the sense of this distance. They probably thought they could cross the desert. Wait a sec, there's something in the jacket. Piece of paper? What's in it? The remaining food and the serum can last us through this winter. Oh no, they are stuck on this place. We must move. We need to find enough food so Roy and others can see the date up at the bottom. There's only this page left. The edge of this paper looks like it's been burned. The temperature difference between morning and night can be huge in this environment. If they had to burn their diary to keep themselves warm, they probably are already dead. Let's keep moving.
援部隊到着。直ちに支援を開始する。
Oh, okay.
ここは私が食い止める。大丈夫。
Okay,
かすり傷よ。
1, 2, 3. Okay, one front on the right side.
ここは私が
On
食
the
い止め
right
る。
side. Where's that? There we go. One on my back.
前方注意。回避して。
Huh? Wala mo. Alright. There's a monster on the left side. Ah, beacon. Okay, I thought it's a monster. Lamo. We should be safe here, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust this place. Despite the dense layer of clouds overhead blotting out the sun, the Earth's surface is still scorching hot. The sun carried in the scorching winds sting your face. The heck is that audio? There is it again. There it is again. The sound echoes through the air. The red tide, which was flowing quietly, begins to feel the reverberate once more. Although the sound seems distant, it still seems to resonate from every direction. Leave. Inject the commandant with a serum. The red tide is beginning to rise again. Punishing concentration is rising at an unprecedented rate. That was the last one. Most of the serum was smashed in the landing. The big domain nodes, support frame, and even the comms device for contacting the main force were all damaged. How long can you hold out? Less than 2 hours. Oh no. Our Dota chat is not smiling right now. Calling to the broken bit node. Liv shows look of guilty. Sorry, Commandant, I couldn't keep it. It's okay. It's not your fault. The Commandant is right. We couldn't have anticipated that. The team falls silent. Can we really trust the construct that claims to be a part of Strikehawk? If he's one of the Chrome's comrades, right at that time, a hetero creature appeared out of nowhere and ambushed the team. I don't know, man. I think this is a hetero creature right now, imitating someone. Right before the hetero creature is about to stab you with a sharp spike, a bullet burns the air and penetrates the. Oh, okay. It's Wanshi. Still in shock, you cannot help but look in the direction of the shot's trajectory. A white figure looms the yellow sandstorm. Just a reminder, your comms have been on this whole time. I heard everything you've said. Oh, just now. That was me. His longed voice suddenly becomes serious. Quit looking around and get over here. After quite some time, the four of you finally catch up to the white figure. Before you stands a young man with delicate silver hair and thick dark circles under his eyes. Bro is overworked. Wanchi, correct? Thank me when we get out of this place. Come with me. Half-hearted and meaningless greetings are skipped over before they even begin. I mean, mind, this is a bad situation to introduce yourself. Like, we need to go in a safe zone first. What's going on here? You first. We run into turbulence. Both sides are concise in their exchange. Lee is not wanting to mince words. Wanchi is too lazy to waste words. Wanchi glances upward. I figured otherwise. That landing was a bit... His face turns blank. If it was yesterday, landing here wouldn't have been such an issue. Unfortunately, you're a day late. You mean... Wanchi's troubled eyes widened as he retrained his pathetic tone, then responded seriously. The red tide hadn't reached this place until today. You'd better see it for yourself rather than me simply telling you. Let me start over. I'm Wanchi from Strikehawk of the Task Force. Chrome is my cap. I'm sure you've met, yep. Since the last battle, Strikehawk has been investigating what's left at the red tide and searching for the location of Waksu in City 75. After hearing about the victory against the polyphage, we stayed on surface to continue monitoring the red tide. I was ordered by our cap to investigate the city's periphery. I was also the first person to inform Babylonia on the red tide's activity. Since Babylon dispatched you here, I'll spare the details. We are... I know who you are. Grey Raven, correct? Our cap mentioned you, especially you, Commandant. Wanchi's seriousness was only momentary. Shortly after, he returns to his usual lazy self. But, looks like his description wasn't exactly... I mean, we got the yoink a lot during the turbulence. His narrow pair of golden eyes glance at you faintly. He cuts himself off halfway with a long yawn. What was that sound earlier? Oh, that. It's always lasts anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. That long? Yeah, human ears can hear a part of it. The frequency is between 10 and 40 Hz. But you can probably only hear it at about 20 Hz. Whenever the sound starts, the red tide begins to spread. What on earth? Sounds like a whale song. Derek? So again, even the writing is when Derek talked, right, on previous chapter 1, chapter 2. Extra chapter 2 is when Derek speak to Rosetta. There's this specific I'm writing just for the whale, for the narwhal. A whale song. Interesting analogy. Human ears can only hear about 20 Hz. Whereas the voice vocalization of a blue whale is typically between 10 and 40 Hz. Humans refers to this as a whale song. But this isn't the ocean. There's a narwhal here. This is a desert. How can there be a sound of a whales? Or again, because again, the red tide devour anyone, right? And there's like, if they devour that specific stuff like a construct, even their consciousness is being like they're speaking on the red tide. Means I think this red tide devoured someone, a narwhal. Not to mention that the life-devouring red tide rises whenever it appears. But if it's a death knell, then it's far too serene. Interesting. Land for no man. I just know this. Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, I just know this. Our baby girl is, I mean our daughter is shorter now. Oh shit. Kawaii. Land for no man. You walk with Wanshi for what feels like ages. With drinking water exhausted and your legs equally. So you never knew hiking could be so difficult. A desert is not a place for talking. With sand assaulting your every orifice, opening your mouth is just an invitation for a mouthful of sand. Not only for humans, the yellow sand also causes a great trouble for the mechanical joints of constructs. After we cross this section of land, let's repair our frames. Sand is clogging up our joints. Commandant, your complexion. Once she throws a tarp over to you. Don't you need it? Thank you. Once she just looks away and yawns, showing no sign of responding. Silence returns and the party continues onward. The farther you walk, the rock formation continues to lessen along with the density of the tributary. However, the oppressive sense of urgency still remains. If it is from the red tide before, it is now from surviving in such hostile conditions. From behind, you hear the whale song again. You are no longer in the area inundated by the red tide, and the sound takes on a more ethereal tone. Your eyesight once again begins to fragment. Let me tell you something about her while there's still time. Oh, because they are trying, because again we have this flashback and stuff. It means they are trying us to. I think we're going to meet Selena for some reason, right? So again, there's no sign of, or even way back on the after chapter 9, chapter 9, 10, on the battle in space, there's no information about her. Like even talking, like even side characters, for example, yeah, even side characters, Ayla, she didn't talk about Selena and stuff, which is crazy. That's why if they're talking about Ayla, about Selena right now, it means we will meet her on this extra story. But even Gabriel didn't talk about Selena though, like so crazy because he's the one who took Selena, right? Let me tell you something about her while there's still time. We have been close friends since before we become constructs. Yep. Because again, I did Ayla's backstory. She may be a starry-eyed idealist, but she's also the most pragmatic person I have ever met. When she acts mature, she's decisive to an extreme. When she acts naive, she is romantic to a fault. For example, Ayla turns and glances out the window at the blue planet. What do you think of that blue planet? Earth? Yeah. Suddenly, your mind is filled with official data. The equatorial radius is 600 kilometers. It rotates from west to east and revolves around the sun. It is the third innermost planet of the solar system. It goes without saying that the feeling of gravity upon entering the atmosphere is always a memorable part of each mission. Is that all? The task force commandant often get deployed to the surface. I don't think most residents born in Babylonia will ever know what true gravity feels like. Some members of the archaeological team haven't even been to the surface. Anyway, what's it like to be on the surface? What is like on the surface? You close your eyes. Ara's face begins to contort. Why am I thinking about speaking with Ayla before departure at a time like this? It only means we're going to meet Selena. That's the only thing right there. But again, if Selena is an enemy, oh shit, we're cooked. It will be painful also for Ayla, you know, because again they're friends. Formerly a friend, now an enemy. Imagine that pain for her. What's it like on the surface? What's like on the surface? Stop walking. Go overhead. What's up? You remain quiet. Having left the sunstorm, the well so accompanying you like a shadow gradually fades into the distance. You can help but turn to look back. Amid the dense sand, you seem to spot the faint figure of a Huh? Huh? Wait, is Commandant hallucinating right now? Is that a shadow from the red tide? A woman. Your question remains unanswered as it vanished in the blink of an eye. Someone's following them. You're not fine, bro. Still, someone's following you, bro. Someone's following on your back. Someone's following you, bro. No, I'm kinda scared if that's Selena and she's an enemy. Oh, shit, we're cooked. After another long trek, suddenly one she stops at the front. He squints and looks ahead. There's a kid at 2 o'clock, 200 meters. A kid? What's someone doing in a place like this? An enemy? This is the best left for you to decide. You're the Grey Raven Commandant. Only you have the authority to assess our course of action. You're just shifting the blame. Of course not. I'm just an observer. Besides, you trust your Commandant's judgment more than I do, don't you? Following that, he closes his eyes and stops talking as he quietly waits for the others to make a decision. Look toward 2 o'clock. Only an expanse of bare hills and steep cliffs outstretched before your eyes. There's no sign of anyone. His eyelid lift up and scan ahead once more. Whoever was there is gone. Probably realized that I had taken notice. Clever. Now a kid, because again, a few seconds ago it's a woman. It's Commandant's looking for. Commandant is hallucinating for a woman after having after being with baby girl Lucia. Okay, tell Commandant, tell that Lucia will be cooked. She will bonk you unstoppable. That person is avoiding humans, and we aren't looking for a corrupted. Commandant, that was a human. Is that a child? What's a child doing inside a hostile place like this? Thoughtfully, as a precaution, I suggest investigating the surrounding area. Something's not adding up here. Because again, chat, this is the middle of the red tide. Like, what the heck is a human doing here? Let's go. That's so. It's not. This is a dangerous area, and what the heck is a human doing here? Is bro? There's something suspicious happening. Suspicious here. Let's go have a closer look. One she refers to a small hill on relatively high terrain. Only upon standing atop the hill do you suddenly get a bigger picture of the surrounding area. You clearly see the desolate desert, a cruel land of death. However, right at this moment, your heart begins to tremble. What is like on the surface? Vast, primitive, and silent, as if it had remained like this since man first walked upright, and would continue until the last man is finally laid to rest. The sun hangs high above the distant clouds. Although clouds cover the surface, the residual brilliance still blazes in proclamation of its existence. Obviously, there is only the one light source. When seen from Babylonia, it is merely just an odd, incandescent ball of light. Yet, how can it illuminate such a vast land? Commandant, I'm detecting more than one thermal reading. There's more! Wait, that's... A gust of wind carries the sound of fighting. Look toward the source of the sound. Our first instinct upon reaching the top of the hill is to peer into the distance. However, you miss the makeshift camp. There's a camp here? Wait, what? A human camp on this area? Like, bro, this place is about a freaking... This place is about to become a dead zone. What the heck? A cold gust of wind blows through the makeshift tents and log houses with an eerie scraping noise. The camp is empty. Oh, though not because it had been evacuated by its occupants, rather because they have gathered outside the camp. Standing on the opposite side of them is no one else but that unyielding pine. It's Hans and Team 1. Human come. The heck? It's Hans. Wait, who's Hans again? Ah, it's the one who's in the other commandant, right, from Babylonia. And also in front of the camp, two distinct groups of people are facing each other. To one side, a rich and close-knit group resembling refugees who have long since lived here. The other side, a fully armed squadron of elite soldiers sent from Babylonia. The sudden appearance of the latter obviously frightened the former. Now at the breaking point, fear and vigilance have given way to unplugged hostility. Who are you? Women protect their children like hens to their chicks. The rest of the refugees band together, seemingly ready to take the armed squadron down with them. Should the soldiers take a step forward, the soldier on the calibration team grips their weapon tightly. Chief Commandant, this campus and its people are near the preset coordinates. They'll be caught in the blast. Should we force them to evacuate? Hans turned his head slightly to the side. Do not fire unless fired upon. They don't pose any threat. Let's see how bros we're gonna solve this. His gaze shifts back to the refugees. Do not attempt to attack or resist. I don't want any senseless struggle. Run over. The arrival of the Grey Raven only adds fuel to the oath. Oh no. A feeble boy pokes his head out from behind the woman who had just spoken and looks at the calibration team with frightened eyes. Standing before the team of heavily armored soldiers, the refugees refrain from acting rashly for the time being. Oh, it's the kid. Hans turns his head. Grey Raven, you're here. Chief Commander Hans. We lost contact with Team 6 for quite some time. I thought you hightailed it back to Babylonia. Regardless, we've deployed redundancy team. Your absence would have likely gone unnoticed. The veteran commanders did a little to mask his condescending tone. Our aircraft was hit with a turbulence. We have no other choice but to make a crash landing. Hans dismisses it. Tension hangs in the air. Sorry, mind if I interrupt? Despite the inquiry, Wan Shi continued to talk without waiting for Hans to respond. I am the contract in charge of reporting on the surface to Babylonia. Wan Shi of Strike Hawk. The president informed me that you were the first to report on the proliferation of the Red Tides tributaries. Bingo, let's cut the chase instead of getting wrapped up in who's right and who's wrong. Holding them at gunpoint will only make matters worse, won't it? Wan Shi glances at the refugees. Lower your weapons, soldiers. Hans' order relieves the tension with the refugees. An old man comes out from behind the wall of people. Who the hell are you? We're from Babylonia. As if from the flick of a switch, the villager's expression changed in an instant. Whispers filled the crowd. Oh no. Are these people survivors? Those who didn't have a place on Babylonia? You mean the space station of legends? Yep. I guess Grandpa wasn't making it up. However, the elderly seemed to look more conflicted, since we're in the presence of dignitaries. We're nothing of the sort. We're just troops on a mission. Babylonia will bombard this area with the Longinus Arsenal soon. Please leave at once. Longinus Arsenal? What's that? Before Liv can respond, the old man lowers his head and lets out a smile at odds with the severity of the confrontation. Put simply, it's a giant Bro, no, what's that? Interesting, is he a soldier? Is Bro a soldier? Former soldier? Put simply, it's a giant bright light that destroys everything it shines light on. A child can understand the implication of what the old man had just said. Instead, he only nods ignorantly. You know what we're talking about? The old man raises his head once more, revealing the same cheerless expression as before. Not only about the Longinus Arsenal, but also about the zero-point reactor, the hyperdrive, the great evacuation. Yep. Bro is from the Golden Age. Bro know about the zero-point reactor on Kowloon. Damn. He sighed deeply. I already understand why it is you're here. Do as you will. I just hope you don't make too much of a commotion. The children needs their rest. With that, he returns the refugees behind him and whispers among the group. After a while, the refugees disperse and return to their homes. A few moments later, only the calibration team is left in the center of the camp. What was that? Up to the side, Lucia takes a few steps forward and catches up to the old man preparing to return to his residence. What did you say to them? You know what the weapon is capable of, so you must know that this isn't the time to sit here and wait destruction. If you don't leave, you'll all die. I told them exactly that. Take it easy, Lucia. Maybe we just weren't clear. We just weren't clear. Briefly put, this area will be overrun with punishing creatures soon, as Babylonia wants to eliminate them all in one fell swoop. One of the designated coordinates is near this camp. If you continue to stay here, you'll be caught in the shockwave. Even if Babylonia doesn't call down the strike, then those monsters will attack you. You don't need to explain any further. As I've said, I know that you are elite forces from Babylonia, as the pride and hope of mankind. After so many years, you return to Earth only to bring us news of destruction. Oh shit. We know that you came here to destroy that red tide of monsters, approaching from the west. We know what it is. Many of our comrades have fallen victim to it. When you mentioned the Longinus Arsenal, I already knew that I already knew what repercussions we were going to face. That's what I told them. Your tactics have always been simple and crude. It was before and it is still is. I'm not surprised. We will not be obstruct your missions or interfere with the coordinates you set. Once you finish your mission, you are free to go. You'll die. You've already said that multiple times. If you die, so what? They no longer care. They don't care anymore. They're gonna die. Look around you. This place is home to only a few hundreds people, scattered throughout. We've been through the great evacuation. When faced with the impending doom, some people boarded Eden, while others just barely missed the boat. Yep, they changed Babylonia to Eden. I'm not updated right there. Babylonia is Eden. The former lives alive of is aboard Eden, while the other is left to eke out the life among the remnant of civilization. Just look at the old veteran behind you. He no longer concerns himself with the likes of us after receiving his golden ticket into the Doomsday Ark. Ever since the Great Evacuation, we have been living among annihilation. We've grown accustomed to it. If that's all, let that all bones go home to get some rest. I'd at least like to keep my last ounce of dignity up until the end. After he finishes speaking, he turns and walks away out of sight. A deathly silence spread among the team. That was an unexpected turn of events. I'll report this to Babylonia. Wait for my word. What about our mission to configure the nodes? Proceed as normal. Please wait, Chief Commander Hans. There are still people here. Obeying orders is the first requirement of a soldier. Grey Raven Commandant, keep your contract under control. Yep. Yeah, that's a requirement of a soldier. But again, your role is the way let's say you're not updated to how the new soldiers work right now. Again, what's the other priority of soldier? Protect the citizen, right? That's how it works. Other than that, yeah, it's a soldiers requirement of a soldier is obey command, but the main priority is protect the citizen, the civilians. Okay, that's the first. Lucia, understood. Now that you understood, why are you standing up here? Proceed to your designated location to deploy the bit domain node on the double. About that, our node was damaged in the crash. Your uselessness is truly amazing. Oh, wow. Bro, it's just like yeah. Natural phenomena is out of question here. If the nodes got destroyed, it's your fault that they got destroyed. Is it our fault why we got we encountered turbulence on when we're going down from space to Earth? Lumaw. In that case, take your supplies and find a place to stay put. Don't get in my way. Why didn't you give them further warning during the mission briefing? The scouts relayed back more intel than just that. Oh? Because I already relayed it to Hans. That will suffice. Oh? It's in same regards, you're even more ruthless than me. Ha, so you know what our subordinates think of us too? Of course, I'm not deaf, and I'm certainly not a fool. If it was really just a calibrating mission, then the Grey Raven would have been enough to serve as the chief commander. They've encountered the Red Tide before, and their experience in active combat exceeds that of others. See, that's why I call Nicola why that's how he got. That's why Nicola got the uncle title, chat. Yet you chose Hans. Since the last battle in City 75, that Grey Raven commandant condition has been unstable. Asimov still isn't sure whether it has had any permanent impact on Kuroro, on Commandant Kuroro, either mentally or physically. Moreover, the objective of this operation isn't combative. Rather, it requires cooperation to achieve a strategic goal. Since the Grey Raven are used to fighting in isolation, Kuroro may not be the most suitable choice as chief commander. The suitability of Grey Raven is the reason why you selected Hans. Hasen pauses a moment, then continues to speak. Some decisions and responsibilities cannot be left to the younger generation, even if there is only the slightest of risk. I trust Hans' judgment. He is our most prominent leader. He has enough experience to deal with any unforeseen issue that should arise. Oh, interesting. You are too kind and gentle to the younger generation. If you keep sheltering them, it will only backfire. Nicola, you and I have too much weight on our shoulders and too much blood on our hands. Friend and foe alike, we are remnants of the past. One day, history will use the guillotine to judge those disgraceful sins. At least spare the children from having to bear the responsibilities and sins of their forefathers. Our generation will be the one to sever the chains of hatred. Okay, Hasen, that's so deep word right there. That's a deep sentence right there. Because bro just President Hasen just said that we are the remnant of the past. One day, history will use the guillotine to judge those disgraceful sins. At least spare the children from having to bear the responsibilities and sins of their forefathers. Our generation will be the one to sever the chains of hatred. In that case, why let them go down together? First and foremost, to observe whether Kuroro is still suitable for serving as Grey Raven's commandant. Secondly, sparing them from our responsibility doesn't mean asking them to turn a blind eye forever. One must face his own weakness to embrace the future. Interesting. So it's a lesson. It's a lesson, chat. This is a lesson. How many hours did we stream? Okay. Oh my god. I don't know why, guys. I'm so sleepy. What the heck? I've been yawning a lot. Maybe because this afternoon, after I did my art stream, me and my mom go to grocery to replenish food supply. And also I didn't take a nap. That's why that's the reason why I'm sleepy. Let's do 4. I think, guys, we will do this extra story for up to now, because I think if we pass this part of the story, I just feel like the story will go the story will go intense. That's why I don't want to remove the excitement, because even though I'm excited right now, I still feel the sleepiness on my body, mostly my feet and my hand. So yeah, let's just for now, chat, let's just finish up to 4. Okay, extra story 4, Abyss of Gravity. Let's just finish here, chat. All right. Let me type it here. We will just finish up to EX04 today. Okay, guys, we'll just finish this today because I feel tired. Legit, chat. And you already know, those who have been with me since I started stream, I've been yawning a lot, right? If that's you see me yawning, your streamer is tired. Okay, I feel tired, and I need to take care of someone starting 9 p.m. up to 5 a.m. Take care of my useless blood related family, because I feel tired. Don't worry, we'll continue tomorrow, because I will cancel my art stream tomorrow. Okay, so don't worry. I mean, I will just do illustration for 2 hours and then sleep, take a nap, then we will go straight continue the story. We'll continue tomorrow. If I finish at 5, I'll sleep at 6. To 1, okay, 1 to 2 to 3. We'll tomorrow 4 p.m. You say 5 o'clock p.m. SJPHCN. I just pin it here. We'll just finish up to, okay. Let's finish it here. Because I just feel like, I don't know, the story up to starting from chapter 4:1. Story is still like this, you know. And then for a bit, EX04 2, then 4:3. It suddenly go high because again there's curiosity, the woman. At the same time, that happened after we have a memory playback on when we were talking to Ayla, right, chat? It means we're going to meeting Selena here. So crazy! I'm so excited because I don't want to like remove this film. That's why. Let's just finish this. By the way, my daughter Liv is cute. Let's continue 4:4. Just move my temperature. No, it's more like my jacket is thick. Time is fleeting like sun through an hourglass. The sun hangs on the western horizon, shedding light across the lower half of the sky and turning the night to night. Upon reaching this far, the dry air and radiational cooling have caused the surrounding temperature to drop rapidly. Scorching heat turns the frigid cold in an instant. The entire camp is quiet beyond imagination, except for the occasional clang of metal whenever the calibration team lays equipment. There is only the roar of the cold wind. How do people here endure such an extreme cycle of day and night? Huddled next to an abandoned cabin, you curl up under the tarp not to shield yourself from the sun but to keep warm. Who have lived in this cabin? Inside, some of the utensils still retained a faint luster. A thin layer of dust indicates that the owner had never returned. After Chief Commander Hans had put the Grey Ravens on standby, they now watch from the sidelines as constructs from Calibration Team 1 continued to configure coordinates. Upon receiving the serum supply, the service personnel has also finished repairing the protective devices used to combat the Red Tide. Theoretically, this is the safest you have been since crash landing. However, anxiety still lingers in your heart. You cannot help but stand up and look at the east. Supposedly, the coastline is dozens of kilometers out, the area that Babylonia has to protect at all costs. However, regardless of how hard you strain your eyes as a human, you are unable to hold such a sight. Don't bother. The terrain here isn't high enough to see the coastline. You suddenly hear Huanxi's voice behind. Everyone turns to look at him. All you see is him stretching with a look of exhaustion as he walks over. Bro is a male Zani. Not to mention, with such poor weather conditions and low visibility here, humans' eyesight cannot possibly see that far. Huanxi, get enough sleep. Constructs don't have the concept of sleep. I'm just done taking a breather. Listeners, how can you just loaf around at a time like this? Well, my mission was to pick up the calibration team sent by Babylonia. My work here is done. Can't a guy kick up his feet a while? Sheesh, aren't easy to come by. Before Lee can muster up a retort, one chill looks your way. Don't you think it's time to change the gauze on your commandant's forehead? Right as Wan Shi began to speak, Lee was already begun making preparations. Within no time, she had already begun replacing your bandages. Thanks for the reminder, Wan Shi. She's not bleeding anymore, Liv. Even still, your bandages needed to be replaced periodically to prevent infection. It is until Liv changes your gauze thus. She realizes that a considerable amount of sun has adhered to your blood scab. Treating the wound is not exactly going to be a leisurely stroll through the park. Your breath hisses in pain through clenched teeth. Lucia. Understood. Lucia quickly tears up and out pack of filled rations and stuff it into your mouth to bite on. Yep. Ite. Squinting your eyes in the dim light, you catch a glimpse of thin figure poking their head out of tent behind Liv. Gesture to live with your eyes. No amount of stubbornness will stop me from cleaning your wounds, Commandant. Lumaw. Before Liv can react, the thin figure was already running over. He scurries over next to Liv and goes toward you with a doe-eyed look of curiosity. Yeah, is that the kid from earlier? The boy gazes falls on you, rather the ration on your mouth. Tear off a piece and hand it to him. Like a kitten, he sticks out his hand and hesitates until he cannot resist any longer. He grabs the ration and wolfs it down. Lucia quickly takes out a second piece and hands it to him. However, the boy does not immediately eat it after taking it this time. Thank you, miss. A woman hurries it before Lucia can respond. She pulls the boy behind her, glances around at everyone cautiously, then looks down at the child by her thigh. Granny. Who said you could leave, Lucia? I'm starving. Didn't you have a can for lunch? I'm just so hungry. We'll have a food soon. Your dad will be back in no time. The people said he won't. The woman snaps at the boy and interrupts him. Shut your mouth. Don't dare say such a thing. Who said you could talk like that? He'll be back soon, and I mean it. Nope. Don't get mad at him, please. It wasn't my idea to give it to him. We have plenty to go around if you want. We don't need your charity. Alright. Saying that, she quickly takes the boy and leaves. Forgive her. She has her own troubles. Turning your head to the side, you see the old man who had previously returned to his residence. Her word stops as she sees the can in his hands. Guess you won't be needing this. I just thought maybe. We're constructs. We don't need food in the conventional sense. But isn't this kiddo human? Is that kiddo human? The old man looks at you. Yep. How time flies. I never expect to see a person from Eden with my own eyes. So again, Eden, Babylonia, same. So care for something like to eat. Though the outside is worn down and rusty, but it's safe to eat as long as the can doesn't bulge or leak. This isn't the last batch of cans produced before the Great Evacuation. These things can be preserved longer than you'd think, even if it's only leftovers from the past civilization. No, but thanks. Very well. I'm sure it's a bit preposterous for people who live with the clouds to eat gruel such as this. It's not that. Aren't you on short supplies? You're showing us sympathy. That sure is surprising. It's nothing special. Some people used to go catch fish in the sea, but recently those red creatures, the hetero creatures you mentioned, have thrown everyone into panic. No one dares to venture too far out of the camp. I'm sorry. What a sad apology. This isn't your fault. It's no one's fault. Old man's attitude is kind and gentle, unlike his stern demeanor when he first met him. I scared you earlier, didn't I? I didn't mean to. Sometimes you just have to stand up for what you believe in. And what is that exactly? Certain death? The old man does not seem to take offense. Correct. We've decided to stay here and await death. The man's old hoarse voice seems to float away in the wind. I don't get it. Same here. You may find our answer puzzling. A group of people choosing to stay here and wait for their death, perhaps even a cruel joke. But this is how we genuinely feel. It was our intent from the very beginning. Why? Do you know about the Acadia evacuation? Yep. Yep. When faced with impending doom, some people boarded Eden, while others just barely missed them both. Isn't that how the story goes? Yep. In reality, that's not what happened. It was entirely a matter of luck. Perhaps some people just simply didn't want to leave. Yep. Again, one here is Uncle Watanabe, right, chat? Yes, some people were unfortunately unable to board Eden, while others remained precious because their loved ones didn't get a ticket into Eden. Some people stayed because they didn't want to abandon their homeland. Regardless of the reason, we chose to stay, and we accepted our fate. After making this choice, we planted our roots here and continued to fight. But this place isn't suitable for humanity. This is indeed the case. Even though the wasteland is far from the nearby cities, and as the corrupted poses little threat, the cruelty of nature provides no safe harbor. The old man nods in agreement. Look at the land around you. This dry and ugly land. We originally lived in the city. We decided on this place and built our home here, albeit after great difficulty. Why did you choose this place? Because nature is terrifying. Once civilization collapsed, nature reclaimed every corner of urban life. Without water, electricity, or natural gas, skyscrapers become nothing but steel cages. Everyone died without dignity, like animals. At first, we had the capacity to cremate or bury the bodies, but soon, those left alive could bear it no more. The city was silent. Corpses continued to pile up. You can't imagine the despair, the sight and smell of people you once knew, decaying in the city you once loved. Many people died from the punishing virus, and many died in the infectious diseases. In order to survive and avoid the corrupted, we left the city and ended up here. Not too close, but not too far. Here in this wasteland, we watch over humanity's former glory. Who would have thought that a group of mice such as ourselves would still live here in this very day? Save your solemn expression. At first, we thought we wouldn't even last a year, but actually, it wasn't as bad as we thought. Thankfully, we had relics of civilization. You see, glass, metal, plastic, even solar panels can be recycled. Although the semiconductor film is almost worn out, we can still rely on it to produce some electricity. At least it's enough to keep a field light on at night. These items may seem like worthless garbage to you, but they are treasure to us. Just like this land. My wife and I built our house on this land with our own hands. It may be falling apart and always leaking, but it's my home. We may have lingered in our last breath, but we kept each other going. The 10 years I spent with her were a short happy time in my unfortunate life. When she passed away, I buried her on a distant hill overlooking the sea. Most of my generations that chose to stay during the great evacuation has turned to dust beneath the wheel of history. Now, there are only few dozen of us left. You know what's painful here right now, chat? Because again, bro, see those things happen and still survive. I think that's why again he's strict outside, but he suffered from within. So crazy. But the descendants of those who died have now grown up and started to raise their own children. When it came to bury my old friends, I buried them on the same hill overlooking the sea. Standing here, we can look back on the glory of the past and see the tombstone of our old friends. If we were to leave, then we would truly have nothing. Everything we cherish, believe, remember, and love will be completely shattered. Besides, even if you hadn't shown up, you wouldn't have lasted much longer. We scavenged all of our serum from the nearby city, that's bound to run out sooner or later. Everyone knows this, so we are ready to die at any time. Your arrival only means that we will meet our fate sooner. People born here were never optimistic to begin with. Hopeless and destitute, desiring nothing so as to lose nothing. The only thing we have left is our love for this land. We knew our destination when we set foot on this path. Oh shit. We spent every day like it was our last. We were born here, we will die here. You know what? This specific word again is used on previous chapter, on extra story chapter 3 on Kowloon. This is our land, Kowloon. We will die and we born here in Kowloon and we will die here. We'll protect it like a hero and stuff. And because again it's a speech, it's a speech of Chu there. Of I don't know what you call it, but I call her Chu, but because that's how do you pronounce her name in Chinese? It's Chu, not Q. So yeah. But haven't your lives suffered by living like this? No, you must know joy to know pain. You don't pursue the luxuries of Eden. You just want to be put to rest with our loved ones to our side. When the time comes, if you still have compassion, please don't deprive us of our last request. Why don't you want to tell us all of this? Because I see weakness and timidity in your eyes. When all of this is over, you'll probably blame your incompetence and live with a heavy sense of guilt. Again, guilt of not saving this citizen here. So I want to tell you, don't feel any guilt. We've chosen our own path. You have completed your mission. Alright, that's enough. I don't think this place is worthless. Oh? Hearing someone from Eden say that it's my little bit of solace before I finally put to rest. Nope. After talking, the old man turns and leaves. A solemn cloud hangs above the team. I don't know what to do. How can they be so calm yet let's sit there already prepared to die? I can wrap my head around it. That's how humanity works, Lucia. I mean, yeah, it's understandable because Lucia is previously a human, right? And right now they are now mechanic machines, so it's hard for them to identify what they call this, acceptance and death. You know, that emotion. It's hard for them to identify, to calculate and stuff. This is all meaningless. I choose to become a constructor because even if I am no longer human, I still exist. My new hope is to continue fighting for those in need. I know everything I do has a meaning. That's what makes you different to them. People born here have never looked forward to the future. We knew our destination when we set foot on this path. We spent every day like it was our last. Because you haven't hoped for a future from the beginning. Yep, they already accepted it. That's okay, Lucia. That's how they that's why they said that we will take every day as our last day. Because again, we are prepared to die at any time. Lucia. Liv turns and gently hugs Lucia. I don't know how we can make this right either. Something more important than one's life. Once she had been standing off to the side with his eyes closed. Suddenly his eyes opened like an alert falcon. A few seconds later, Hans appears before anyone. Poised as always, no one can glean any indication of his mood from that stern of his. I received the latest orders from Babylonia. Under the premise of establishing the nodes within 24 hours and ensuring the success of the mission, according to the instruction of Article 21 and 22 of WGDREA, okay, the World Government Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act, if civilians are found while executing a mission, they must be evacuated to safety, regardless of force. See? Because again, Broda said, yeah, priority of soldier is following order, but the bro forgot that the priority of soldier within a country is the citizen. Okay, not the command. The command is a one of the second. Priority is the citizen. Is the civilian. Okay, I don't know why is this Han didn't know that. Bro, just go straight that. Nah, construct priority is following order. Lamau. Crazy. I don't know because again he is old gen. Okay, he's old generation. There's no way old generation don't know that. They should be the one who would so strict about that. Okay, prioritize the civilians. Other than the new generation of commander soldiers, even in reality. Gray ribbon mission clear. All right. Yep. Okay. It's about I already noticed the story going up now. It's going intense because we're about to evacuate them. There's maybe a conflict. Then there's also this question on my head again about who is the woman that we the commandant saw on the shadow. So yep. So okay, chat. Yeah, we will. Maybe I'll go check to the dentist tomorrow. But yeah, I'm late. For now, we just already finished chapter 4 and 4. Extra store chapter 4, 5. So what we learn, we just we're on mission to put on the nodes for exact coordinates for us to meet to launch the Longinus something that means the laser from space to wipe out the red tide in a one fell swoop, one attack. Okay, so other than that, we learned also when commandant is having a memory playback, we are always having time with Ayla, and with Ayla again she's talking about Selena, about what she is, and she's asking, and Ayla asking about us that about what can we say about what can we think, what do we think about Earth, right? And something like that. It only meant that yeah, there's already a 60% signs that we will meet Selena right here. And I'm also curious, who is this person who is this is this a construct? I think this is a construct. Anyway, yeah. Who is also this construct, and we also already saw Selena here. She's ratherly cut it in half. But yeah, let's see, because again also let's see how much impactful it is on the next once we will continue the chapter tomorrow. Alright, chat? Because tomorrow we'll stream for like, we start around 4 or 5 p.m. So 5 to 6, 7 to 8, 9, 10, 11 to 12. We will stream for like 7 hours. So yeah, let's thanks for staying, chat, and don't forget to join our Discord, those who are new. And yeah, bye bye.